Welcome to the Bold Analysis. Today, the 13th day of January 2025, and thank you very much for supporting our podcast. There is a statement I keep on saying, and I want to repeat it here, that the people surrounding the presidency of William Ruto are his greatest impediment. A day after Justin Muturi issued a press briefing in Serena Hotel talking about abductions, and in a presser that signaled exit from William Ruto administration, another critical Statehouse officer has resigned, citing frustration. For the first time, or rather exclusively in the Bold, I have a copy of the letter that the said official wrote on his resignation. It is a heavy worded letter that is going to give us, is going to open up our minds, really what is happening behind the scene. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Remember, we are heading to 100,000 subscribers. We are only short of that target by 2,200. We are moving fast. I told you by the time tunamaliza February, we'll be at 100. So kindly subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, subscription is absolutely free. Without much ado, I want us to look at that letter. This letter was written on 9th January 2025. Today is 13th. So this letter was written last week and it was addressed to Head of Public Service Felix Kosgei. And he said, "Dear Kosgei, formal resignation from position of head of government delivery services." I want us to look, just to read this letter. I think it's not so clear, but for me I can see it, so don't worry, you're going to get what he's saying. "I was appointed by the Public Service as Secretary Investments Promotion effective January 2023 in the office of the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry under Moses Kuria." I want you to get that part because this is going to give you the real reason why there are chaos in Statehouse. So this letter was written by Dr. Peter Mbai. So in 2023, where I also served as the head of Ministerial Delivery Unit. So he was working under Moses Kuria when Moses Kuria was the Minister of Trade, as head of Ministerial Delivery Unit. That was in 2023. I was later appointed as head of ministerial programs in the office of Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management effective October 2023. He was taken from that one of Kuria, and he went to work in the Ministry of Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management. In 2023, it was still under Aisha Jumwa. So I wanted to see how Peter Mbai was moved. In June 2024, this is after a shuffle. Of course, during that it is a shuffle. After that protest, I was appointed as head of Government Delivery Services to, among other things, oversee the implementation of government programs and projects across ministries, departments, and agencies. You see, from that Moses Kuria office, he was then taken to Aisha Jumwa. Then from Aisha Jumwa, he was taken to Statehouse. Now, of course, from ministerial to Statehouse it's a promotion. And to some sense also, he's still remaining within the space of delivery unit. In all these positions, I served diligently with utmost commitment and sacrifice, driven solely by the genuine desire to achieve sustainable transformation in the lives of citizens in line with the Kenya Kwanza government manifesto. Mark the fact that he's talking about Kenya Kwanza manifesto. Then he continues to say, however, despite my passion, focus and consistency for reasons and issues that I have consistently brought to your attention and have not been resolved to date, it has not been possible to carry out my duties as intended, and my position as head of government delivery services is no longer tenable. In order to be accountable to the people of Kenya, owing to the fact that the appointment was widely circulated, I therefore request to formally disengage from this appointment so as to pursue other interests. I thank you for the opportunity and trust you bestowed on me to serve in the public service. When you analyze this, the resignation of Peter Mbai coincides. That ministry was also working the Ministry of Public Service. Remember, Justin Muturi was the head of the CS in terms of public service and human resource development. Now, there are two things that we note from this letter. That there are things that he brought to the attention of head of public service Felix Kosgei over time, but they remain unsolved. Number two, that all along he was working in achieving the transformative agenda of Kenya Kwanza administration, but since he realized that he cannot be able to continue working on that, he's decided to quit. But you need to see how he's been moving from one rank to the other. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to pause there. Why do you think, tell me in comment section, why do you think there is exodus why do you think people are opting for quit as an option? Why do you think people are talking about quitting as an option? He's raised some concerns to the head of public service that he said was supposed to be resolved. Now, Felix Kosgei is the chief HR, is the chief human resource manager for the government of Kenya. He's the person that makes public appointments and coordinates also Statehouse. So this is a very powerful position. And what will be interesting is correlation of work between the head of public service and the head of government delivery unit. This government delivery services unit, this is the core of Kenya Kwanza administration. I did some research to find out what is the role of this. In 2015, this department was established by former President Uhuru Kenyatta. In 2015, when he realized that several government projects had stalled and the government was not moving, and even his own base became restless. So it was established in 2015. The PDU is a center of government function based in the office of the president. Its mandate is to improve coordination of national government flagship programs, as well as to monitor, evaluate, and report on progress made on key priorities. So, this is the core. This is where government, this is the office that coordinates government projects. People are calling it a quit. The kitchen is hot, but it seems Mwananchi cannot withstand that. And people are figuring out exit as the door. I analyzed about this issue of exit, and that's why I'm asking you what do you think about it. And let me use a wrong example to explain the danger of what's going on. People who follow the politics of Raila Odinga, there is always this notion, there is always this comfort statement. I remember when, back then, I think that was 2013 or before 2013, when Ababu Namwamba was vying as the Secretary General of the party, and the men in black came in the picture, and that election that was happening at Kasarani, it was botched. And from there, Ababu Namwamba left ODM party. So when Ababu Namwamba left ODM party, ODM said, "Yaende, there've been this statement, wacha yaende to, there's nothing can cause." And that happened even when William Ruto was leaving during the Grand Coalition government, by the time he was kicked out as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, of Higher Education by then. The ODM team used to say, "Wacha ende, let him go. Even if it goes, ODM will remain here." The same arrogance continued even closer home in 2022. When Kalonzo Musyoka was not showing signs of supporting Raila, there was a clique of people in ODM that used to say, "Wacha Kalonzo aende, Raila can be president without Kalonzo." You know, now that attitude, that angle, that approach to our politics is amongst the reasons why Raila has never become president. Now, why am I giving you this example? I'm giving you that example because when a host of UDA leaders are seeing Muturi signaling exit, people say, "Let him go. Ruto will get second term." The same thing with Rigathi. When Rigathi was being impeached, after he was impeached, the fellows that went around the president and told the president, "Don't worry, let Rigathi go. We can still get second term without Mount Kenya." Now the same things that happened, now that is the same fate going on. And that is why it should worry the president that his foot soldiers are leaving. And I know people in the comfort space want to put him in a comfort space. We tell him, "Don't worry, let those other people go." There are total chaos from this. The coincidence of Muturi's statement and this resignation is news that is already really bringing the country, a country is paying attention to what's happening in Statehouse. I may not be privy to what happened that he's resigning. But one thing that comes out from that letter is that Statehouse has become a toxic environment for him to continue working, because there have been a matter of institutional breakdown within Statehouse. He's telling the head of public service this. The things he's saying has been demanding, or rather, that is brought to his attention, and that seemed not to be working. What are you seeing? The one thing that is causing chaos in Statehouse is William Ruto's Kalenjin circle taking over. I want you to figure it this way. If Farouk Kibet is remote controlling and is taken on a video, pushing Kithure Kindiki in public that way, what do you think he can do? What do you think Sudi can do if Sudi is having power within the Statehouse? The blunder that happened here is there's some friends of the president that did not accept that now a president is the property of the country and not their personal friend. Rigathi complained about this, that your friends have been controlling me, telling me what to do left, right, and center. So from what I see here, there is a possibility that there is a clique of William Ruto circle, and I'm using the Kalenjin circle because I've seen them. If Oscar Sudi can talk to people arrogantly in a political rally that way, what about a closed door meeting, office where he's meeting some leaders within Statehouse? And I can tell you, the people that walk around the president that are so entitled And so I want to believe one of the things that could be happening here is there are things they're being told to do, and the command from where they're coming from is there. And let me tell you what's happening. The reason why the Kale Sacco is taking over is because of insecurity concerns, insecurity of tenure. They don't trust, mistrust. Huyu anawaka na rais na maybe ni rafiki ya Rigathi. Huyu anafanya huko maybe ni rafiki ya huyu. Now that's one of the problems. So I see one of the causes of chaos is that Sacco taking over. Now the second one, I'm drawing this from the role of Peter Mbai, head of public presidential delivery unit. The funding question in government projects. This question of funding is huge. Now, I've been seeing in 2025, the government, I saw Kindiki in Trans Nzoia, I saw President was also in Kisii, and there is a statement he made that there's some contractor, umepewa mpaka pesa, umepewa pesa yote lakini hakuna kitu unafanya. So there's been a question of funding, and they have been attacking contractors. Now, secondly, is this discussion about vaccination. The vaccination question on funding, the funding question on vaccination emerged. And people are asking, so where is that money coming from? I think there is a whole lot problem about the funding question. And someone maybe is asking that this money should be availed for this project so that this project is accomplished. But for one reason or the other, that one is not happening. Then the third issue is wanton corruption. You know, let me tell you, there's some people in this country that are immune to fraud. Personally, even when I seek government service and I know here someone wants bribe, I really feel irritated. The wheel dealers and wheel makers are here. One of the greatest virus affecting the state is corruption. And from what this gentleman probably is seeing, he's seeing that we came out to achieve the transformation agenda. But whenever there is something to be done, people always ask, where is my cut? And so he's walking out because he cannot be part of that corruption. Kakistocracy is killing us, where we appoint people who are not even qualified. And that is a big problem. The other third issue is several layers of advisory. I'm one person that believe when there is an appointment. Now, Oduor was taken to Statehouse, given some role in caliber of a cabinet portfolio, presidential delivery, performance or something. And then you have presidential advisors on economy. Then you have another advisor, I don't know about what. And then you have advisors at the ministry. There is a possibility that this office of presidential delivery unit has been clipped or rather disarmed of powers because of layers of advisory. Probably saying this is what it should be done. People go and sit somewhere, call the president, say this is the way, and the president takes that direction. So there could be several layers of advisory. In fact, the State House is overstaffed. Several appointments that are made until you wonder. We said we don't want to balloon the wage bill. Several appointments are made and we just bring titles without very serious job portfolio. Simply, we want to say we've appointed people, we've given people jobs so that these fellows, we can use them for political optics and campaign. The other issue is UDA team in State House. Let me tell you, Itumbi, the Kuria, the David Ndiz, these fellows believe William Ruto is in government because of us. We cannot be told. And that team could also be a frustrating factor. Lastly, I'm looking at the role of public service is the reshuffles and appointments. Could there be also the reshuffles of the PSS also rattling State House? That is my take. Let's meet in the next. Thank you.